What's happening, YouTubers? It's your boy CB, and we are back for my favorite segment on the channel, Huddle Watch Alongs with Recruits. You know, when I got this smile on, it's a playmaker on the show. For those of y'all that love DB play and DBs that can change the feeling and the temperature of a football game with elite receiver-like ball skills, but also the physicality to get it done against the run, you have clicked on the right episode. 2027 DB Jaden Carey is a absolute beast on the back end. He's got elite ball skills, but like I said, he's got the physicality to give you that help and run support. And he comes from STA, so you know he's got fantastic fundamentals, comfortable on an island. But you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from the multi-sport star himself, fresh off winning a ring. 2027 DB Jaden Carey. How's it going, bro?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Bro, let's get right into it. Coming off of a fantastic season, we're going to get into state. We're going to get into the playoff run. But we talked a little bit beforehand. I wanted to pick your brain on something. You're a multi-sport athlete. So when you're juggling a season, it's not just being a student athlete, which means studying, taking your tests, doing your homework. You're also a part of a championship football team. And I know that means watching film even when they're asking you not to. There's visits, there's recruiting, there's just being Jaden, just trying to have a regular life. How do you balance all that? How do you balance football, hoops, school, trying to have a life, recruiting, people like me wanting to talk to you on a podcast? How do you balance all that?
It's really just taking my time, not feeling too pressured to doing one thing at a time. So school comes first, obviously, and then football. So that's my primary, and then making sure I'm good with basketball, even though I'm not with the season, make sure I have everything done with them. So when I do transition over to them, that I'll be ready and prepared. And then just being here for my family, spending time with my family, just taking everything one thing at a time, one step at a time.
It's an interesting way to handle that. I like that you were like, well, the main thing is the main thing. If I'm hooping, I'm hooping. If I'm playing ball, I'm playing ball. If it's time to study, it's time to study. Was it always that easy to compartmentalize it? Or early on, did you have someone in your corner, whether that's a mentor or a family member, to help you kind of balance what could be a very frustrating and overwhelming schedule for someone?
Yeah, definitely. My mom, like helped me figure everything out. So like 6th and 7th grade, when I used to do little league football and then go to AAU, it was hard, but she helped me. Like she would help me with my homework, help me organize things, help me figure things out.
So as someone who's a star on both, before we get to recruiting, before we get to this season, I'm going to challenge you with a question, bro. What's more enjoyable, a pick six or game-winning shot?
It gotta be a pick six because you going to the crib with it. You know,
Yeah, you go to the crib with it.
Be a pick six. Gotta be.
How much do they bleed over into each other? How much does obviously you can't take 100% of what you do at DB and apply it to hoops and vice versa. But how much do they bleed over into each other at times?
Basketball helps me with my footwork. So when I'm at DB, press coverage, slow pedaling, slow press, soft press, all that. It helps me with my footwork, helps me with my conditioning. As like track will also help me conditioning too. Like it just correlates with more feet work and lateral movement.
Have you just always been a multi-sport guy? Have you always been like, I'm gonna play, if I'm good at it, I'm playing everything?
Yeah, I started off with basketball younger, and then
Okay.
I wanted to go to the NBA. That's what I wanted to do. But then I started realizing I was getting better and better at football. So I'm like, I'm gonna stick with football, and then basketball will be my secondary.
I like that not just do both, but you clearly, even at a young age, you started realizing, okay, I'm good at this, but hold on, I'm getting really, really good at this. It's kind of mature to look at it and go, all right, maybe my future is here now. Cause you know how we are sometimes we're big on ourselves. So it's cool that you were able to step back and look at it and go, all right, I'm starting to lock down boys in football. Let me pay attention to this a little bit more. And this year, I feel like this year was you arrived. It seemed like every time I got on my Twitter, it was a new offer or a new school hitting you up. What was it like this year with the explosion in recruiting, and then obviously going on that amazing run, winning a state championship?
It was amazing just being with the guys, doing it with the whole DB Corps. DB Corps is very tight. We all go together, we all ride together, we all ride for each other. Our relationship with our coaches is like next level. It's bigger than football with our coaches. So it just gives you the confidence to go out there and make plays, and they're just like mentors for you, going through everything with recruiting and going out on the field and performing.
Now let's talk about some of this recruiting. Now, we're not going to pick every single one of them, y'all, because I can't keep them here all night. We're going to talk about some of these because they're really interesting. Penn State, a team that is known for their grit, a team that is known for defense. They've got a fantastic secondary. And if anyone that's been paying attention to recruiting, they've done a great job in recruiting Florida in the secondary the past few years. They went down to Mandarin, got some excellent corners. What's that relationship like with Penn State and Coach Franklin?
I love the program, especially their atmosphere. Just watching the SMU game. SMU couldn't do anything because of the atmosphere. So
Oh,
that's just
loud, bro.
I would love to play in. So that's why I really like with Penn State. Great relationship with them. Looking forward to build on that.
So when you get certain offers, there's these check marks where it's like, okay, now I haven't only just arrived, but I'm him. Even if you won't say it, I'll say it for you. And one of these is LSU. Coach Raymond is one of the best defensive back coaches in the nation. I don't think that can be up for debate. What was it like that day you got that offer from LSU?
Um, it was something else because LSU's been a dream school of mine. I loved LSU from like a little age, so it's like it's just another dream school, and I'm hopefully that was just a visit, but I'm hopefully to secure that offer soon because that's one of my dream schools. That's one of those places I would like to be. Checks
What
every
was it
box.
like getting to know Coach Raymond, who is known for not just recruiting but developing some of the best defensive backs we've had in college football?
It was great. He knows he knows what he's doing. He's very straight to it. He's a great coach. Breaks down everything. They're just a great coach that I would love to play for.
What's the atmosphere like? Obviously, growing up, having the dream of, man, I want to see what the campus is like. I want to see what it feels like. What was it like actually being there? Could you feel that electricity that LSU is known for?
Yes, you can see in the stadium, Death Valley walking through there, walking through the campus, just walking through the locker room. Everything was electric. You could really feel
And
that's a great atmosphere.
I love asking that because when you watch it on TV, you can feel it. So it's always interesting to see, like, when you walk in as a recruit, can you feel that as well? And I love that your first answer was, yeah, like you could definitely feel it. They're one of the most passionate fan bases in sports, not just college football. That is it's one of those bucket list stadiums all college football fans have, right? Like you want to see
Yeah.
a night game at Death Valley. Let's stay in the SEC with one of the more popular coaches and cultures that's been created in the SEC at Ole Miss. What was it like getting that offer from Ole Miss from, like I said, one of the more popular player-loved coaches in Lane Kiffin?
Lane Kiffin is a great coach. Great coach. I love what he's doing. He's just building up a big program. Then they went on a run, and hopefully I can get down there and visit this summer or
Yes.
sooner or later.
Seems like he's building just a really cool, if I could just describe it, it feels like a cool culture up there. Real chill. He's a real chill. Seems like a real fun dude as well. But someone that knows his ball, no matter where he goes. Lane Kiffin has been successful. So it's been really cool to see him kind of develop his own culture down there in Ole Miss and have Ole Miss. Seems like they've really embraced, the welcome to the SIP, the high energy, the way he is. So I like that he's been doing a good job in Florida as well, recruiting. I know, I'm sure when he saw that film, he was like, go ahead, shoot that offer ASAP. But let's go to the state of Florida. There's a smaller school I'd like to give some love to that I feel like was in on you a bit early. Coach DVD down there at USF. What's that relationship like with Coach DVD and the USF program?
Coach DVD has been recruiting me for a minute. He's a great coach, a great person to be around. Not even like it's more than ball with him. And he actually offered me when he was at FIU, and then when he transferred to USF, then he offered me again at USF. So He's a great coach, and yeah, he's a great coach I would love to play for as well.
What is it about him that resonates so well with players? Anytime you talk about Coach DVD with somebody, they say basically the same thing you said. Like even outside of football, they just say he's a great guy. If you had to pinpoint what is it about him and why recruits can relate to him so well, what is that?
He's done it. He's done it before. He's played. He's just a great, fun guy, enthusiastic, all that off the field, on and off the field. It's like just a dude you want to play for.
He seems like one of them coaches that's gonna do drills with you. Like he gonna be out there in some cleats and he gonna
Yeah,
be
I saw
backpedaling with you.
yeah, I saw a video of him kicking field goals at their practice. Like
He's just different, bro. He's just different. But what I like you said, that's the kind of guy you want to play for. That's the kind of coach that you'll run through a wall for. Another coach that's very local to you. You've been down there a few times. The Miami Hurricanes and Coach Mario Cristobal coming off a fantastic season this year, obviously getting ready for their bowl game, 10-win season. What was it like the day that offer came through from the Miami Hurricanes?
when I sat down and talked to Jason Taylor, it was just mind blowing because runs through my family and their blood. My dad played at Miami. My sister currently goes to Miami for soccer. So, and their DB coach, Coach Jackson, he actually offered me my first offer when I was in 8th grade at Marshall. When he was at Marshall,
Really?
yeah, he offered me at Marshall. So he's one of those guys that believed in me first. So me and Coach Jackson have a great relationship. I love going down to Miami. They've been showing a lot of love, so I've been loving Miami.
Do you remember your very first interaction with Coach Cristobal?
Yeah, I think it was like after a camp, and then I shook his hand, saying like "nice to meet you," all that, and he was just like a great dude just to talk to. He was just very like chill, and like he said, he was ready for me. He was ready to get down to the business.
And then when you look at you got two guys that graduated from school you're currently at that came down there. Obviously, Ryan Mack, who the fan base cannot wait to see, and then OJ Frederique, who freshman All-American, absolutely took the ACC by storm. How cool was it getting to see a guy like that show up and play for a guy in Coach Jackson that you already know is a good coach, but then you get to see the early success of somebody like OJ Frederique. How much does that kind of help influence your idea to maybe possibly become a Miami Hurricane, seeing OJ get the opportunity to play early and succeed early?
It was great because OJ was one of those people I looked up to when I was in my freshman year. Because he was balling in high school, so was Ryan Mack. They were all balling. So I wanted to do what they was doing their senior year. And them just seeing them transition over to Miami with Coach Jackson, see what Coach Jackson has done with them and for them, it's very inspiring. And that's why I'm really liking the Miami Hurricane.
So for those of y'all that are wondering, what do you mean when you say STA DBs are always fundamentally sound? This is what I mean. If y'all have not watched the tape, can I ask you, what is it about St. Thomas and the DB room? It seems like all of you guys, it's not just the two that graduated. You guys have two young guys this year, and y'all locking down 4 stars, 5 stars, but the technique is just so sound. And you guys are always in the right place. Y'all are smooth. You got ball skills like receivers. What is it about STA and building what just seems to be the perfect DB?
It starts with coaching. Coach Little, Coach Nelson, they practice and they're very specific on technique. We work technique every day when we do individuals in practice, and just trusting each other. In the back end, we all trust each other. We trust our D-line will get it done. We just have built a bond, not only on the field, but off the field, that leads to us making plays and celebrating each other on and off the field.
How much does film study lead to a play like this, where you can come off your route, see what the quarterback is doing, make a play on the football in an area where the quarterback probably thinks, good, I got my guy here. I can probably fit into a window this tells me that you as a DB understood this was coming. Like before this ball was snapped, you were thinking, if he throws this crosser, I'm definitely picking this off. How much is something like this film study and just being prepared?
Film study helps a lot because you get to learn there's certain concepts of what they're going to do, and you're just prepared for what type of routes certain receivers will run, like certain slot receivers will run this, certain formations will limit them to certain routes. So it helps a lot. It helps a lot.
The ball skills, the hands, which the old joke, DBs are receivers who can't catch. That's not necessarily true anymore. But you have very natural ball skills. Did you used to play receiver?
Yes, I played receiver. I played receiver and running back pretty much until I would say 8th grade year, and I transitioned to full DB ninth grade, so freshman.
What was it about DB that felt like home for you?
Just so I figured out that I could really do DB in the 7-on-7 circuit. So
like
when I
that.
started locking stuff down there, I'm like, oh, maybe I can transition this to with pads on. So that's when I figured out that like made DB's the home for me.
And then you guys have a heck of a receiving core to have to deal with in practice. We're talking about Amari Stevens. We're talking about Julius Jones, tight end Cameron Roberts, like Andrew at quarterback. That is a high-powered offense. How much did going against that offense every day, week after week, make you and the rest of the secondary better?
It prepared us because if we're going against the best receivers, the best guy in the country, then we can guard anybody because we go against them on a daily basis. So they prepared us for every game, for every receivers that we had to guard. They helped us get better.
What were those one-on-ones like, bro? Like, if you could just give us a smile. You see him shaking his head. What are those like? Because it's you, it's Gamble, it's Fitz. Don't get it twisted. The other side got hitters too. Like, it's dogs on both sides of that. So what are those one-on-ones like?
They are live. Some days offense will have their day, sometimes defense will get their day. It's just intensity, competing, going after each other. It's fun. It's fun.
Balls in the air for y'all. It seems like the entire DB core has a different mindset. Usually it's let's knock the ball down, let's make a play. But it doesn't seem like that's your mindset when the ball is in the air. It seems like it's like, hey, football in the air, it's mine. Where does that mentality come from where I ain't knocking anything down? I'm catching this and I'm probably taking it back to the crib.
Our coaches tell us every day when we're in meetings, don't be afraid to make plays. and there's another one that is PB. You don't get paid off PBUs. So when you get a chance,
I love that.
So when you get a chance to make a play on that ball, you go get a pick, go make a play.
Because this thing is thrown up. He puts this prayer up, and there is no idea of I'm knocking that down. Y'all watch 30 go, nah, bro. That's mine. That's those ball skills and then turn back into an offensive guy. Is that why y'all run so many of these back? Is because so many of y'all used to be receivers in that secondary and y'all just can't wait to score again?
Yeah. Scoring that touchdown pick six, wonderful feeling. Wonderful.
But
feeling.
then what I love, Jaden, is so you see the ball skills, right? You see the smoothness, the ability to change direction, the speed turns, everything that you go, oh, he's a cover corner. Then you see how aggressive you are against the run. How when you see a screen, foot goes in the ground and you're downhill like a linebacker. When did you start embracing and loving the physicality of the game? Because, bro, when it's a screen, when it's a run, you put your foot in the ground, and like I said, you're downhill like a linebacker. It seems like you enjoy the physicality just much as you enjoy catching an interception.
Yeah, so learn how to start getting more physical with receivers on the outside, knocking receivers off routes, messing their routes up, and then it just started transitioning into tackling. So then that's where physicality comes in, and again, our coaches tell us to go make a play, so we go make a play.
You guys seem to be incredibly comfortable on an island, and in Florida where receivers are known to have ridiculous speed. Speak to that confidence that a corner has to have, knowing, look, I don't care how many stars you have or whatever. I'm solid in my technique, and I know I'm comfortable out here. Because a lot of times you guys are asked to be put on some of the best receivers in the country on an island, and you don't flinch. You're comfortable out there.
You got to be a dog, especially down here
Let's
with
go.
the receivers. You got to be a dog. And
How much does
I also
7-on-7 teach you that? You mentioned that earlier, that those reps in 7-on-7 helped you realize, like, okay, I'm actually, I can lock down some of these guys. I'm not just playing out here. I belong out here. How much did that confidence from 7-on-7 allow you to transition that to the football field, knowing, all right, if it's got to be me shutting down their number one, that's just my job for the night, and I'm gonna get it done.
It helps a lot because in 7-on-7, they don't got pads, so you're not able to be as physical as you want to be. So you really got to trust in your technique and really like execute your technique, and that'll help you make a play on the ball.
Double move here, not phased by it. Give the DB coach a shout out again. Y'all, you can't coach this better. You quite literally can't coach this better. I know them DB practices have to be crazy. Because it seems like no matter what DB you watch at STA, it's the most crisp technique of all time. You ran this slant for him. How much do you relish these opportunities too when you're going against somebody's 4-star receiver, 5-star receiver? Like we said in Flow, you play Heritage, you play Shaman, you play Central, you play some of the best receivers that the nation has to offer. How excited do you get when you got a dog lined up against you?
I love it. I love to embrace it, and we love to embrace it as a DB core. No matter who's lined up in front of us, we're going to do our technique. We're going to trust our technique and get the job done.
And the be a menace on special teams, I love it, bro. All 3 phases. How much do you love just being out there, being a star DB, and still giving your team quality reps on special teams as well?
Our coach, especially our special teams coaches, and Coach Russell, he teaches us that special teams is not a playoff.
Let's go.
We gotta win two phases of the game or 3 phases of the game. We gotta win. We gotta win either offense or defense. We gotta win special teams. Special teams is a must, and we gotta win on that sideline. So special teams is a big part of what we do as at St. Thomas. That's how we win games.
And when we talk about winning games, we ain't talked about it earlier, but I like to talk about it now. What was that moment like when the clock hits all zeros, and you know all the hard work, the lifting, the being yelled at, the film, the staying up late, coming in early, staying after practice, it all pays off at the end of the day. What was that feeling like winning that state championship with all your boys? Just give us a little glimpse into what it was like.
It feels great. Like just running around, you're just energetic. You don't know what you're gonna just run around, helmet off, throwing water bottles everywhere, pouring water bottles in the court. It's just all the hard work that we put in during the season, during the off season, because we went from spring to summer to now to the fall, and now all the way into December. So just all that time together, all that time spent together, all that hard work put together, and it finally paying off in the way that we wanted it to, it's just a great feeling.
How cool is it now that you got one of the most historic programs in high school football, and everybody's gotten a chance to stamp their legacy on that? How dope is it when you look back at it? Because like you were a freshman watching this team, watching everyone else stamp their legacy. How dope is it now that when they go back and look at the history of STA, you now have a say in that legacy as well? How much pride do you take in that?
It's unbelievable because you be in, like they said, when you're alumni from STA, it's a 50-year commitment. You have to represent the A on and off the field. That's what I take pride in, and that's what I'm gonna continue to do.
Bro, I absolutely love the fact that for y'all, that A means more than whatever name is possibly on the back of your jersey. The fact that you take pride in the fact that that A is on your jersey more so than anything else is why y'all have that winning culture. And that's why you guys can produce players that can walk into a college locker room, no matter what the stars are, and make an instant impact. It's that championship, that winning culture that you're going to pass down. The same way you watched OJ, somebody watching you now. So somebody watching you like, all right, so this is how he do it. This is how he study. This is how he prepares. And they're going to follow in your footsteps the same way you followed in Max and OJ's footsteps. But I got a question for you. It's my favorite question to ask a recruit. And especially for you, bro, because you're literally a multi-sport athlete. You don't get time off. There's other players that actually have time off now after winning a ring. What's it like on those rough days when you're tired, you're sore, you didn't stayed up late because you got a big test, you got an ace, and you're watching some film because you got an opponent that you really need to just get a little edge on? What's it like those days when your body tells you no, you can't wake up? What's that why that keeps Jaden going and striving for greatness?
It gets rough. Some days your body's just telling you no, but you gotta get through it because at the end of the day, it's all gonna pay off. I gotta grind because I don't want to see my mom working another day in her life. I'm doing this for her. She's my why. She's the reason why I do what I do.
Absolutely love that. Now, what's mom's like at games, bro? What is she like when you catch a book? What's mom like?
She's one of the loudest people in the stands.
Let's go.
Cheering on everyone, one of the loudest people in the stands. Every time I get a book, I gotta look up at her in the stands. She always be jumping around.
I love that. And because at the end, me and one of my coworkers was talking about this last week. We were like, bro, you may not be able to hear them all the time, but somehow you can. Through all the chaos, through all the noise, through the band, somehow you can always hear that one person. Never lose that. Also, I gotta ask, is she the kind of mom that if you didn't caught 2 picks, 4 tackles, 3 pass breakups, but you gave up a touchdown, is she hard on you?
Yeah. She'll say, hey, she'll say it's okay, but just next play, next game. Just don't worry about it. Like, let's go. Like, you'll get it down next time. She's very supportive. She's my biggest fan, but my biggest critic. So she always.
You need that too, right? You need someone sometimes to love on you. You need sometimes to say, yeah, you was balling, but you gave up that slant, and we ain't giving up no more slants. I like that she gives you both, so you can hear it when you give up a catch. I'm pretty sure you can hear her too.
Come on, Jay. That's what she's screaming. That's what she's screaming in the stand.
And that's why he ain't give up that many catches. This is exactly why. He ain't trying to hear that big game. So this is why when you get locked down, just know this is why. It's also because he got a goal in mind, which is obviously college then the league. But it's also, look, if I give you this post, I'm gonna have to hear it the second I get home, and I'm not gonna hear it. So I got to pick this thing off and take it back.
Yeah.
So you had fantastic sophomore season, the interceptions, the tackles, the ring, which is more important than everything else. So I got to ask, what's the goals for next year? Do you have any goals, early goals that you have in your mind for next year?
Win states. We're trying to go on 7P. We're trying to keep it going. Win states. That's all in mind. Win states.
Look, listen, for A&M, Miami, Florida State, Penn State, who did I not name today? This is why the offers are coming. This is why hey, can you post this graphic? We just want to wish you good luck. The Illinois, because no matter what individual question I have asked you in this 30 minutes, it has always gone back to team. Asked you about your ball skills, your technique. It went back to your coaches. This is why they're knocking down the door. Team first guys like this who are also elite on the field and then understand the game, you can change a locker room. That's why OJ was able to go in and play early, not just because of what he can do on the field. It's because he's a championship guy in here as well. You can win championships when you land guys like Jaden Carey. So never lose that. And after next year, after y'all 7-peat and you get 5 to 7 picks, we're going to have you back on so we could watch that film. We can sit back and enjoy another ring right before or during basketball season again. Look, bro, I wish you nothing but good health and success, not just on the football field, but on the court as well. I hope y'all go win a ring there too. That'd be crazy, bro, if you end up winning 2 of them this year. That would just be absolutely ridiculous. But until then, let everybody know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter so that they can keep up with you, not just during football season, but during hoop season as well.
You can follow me on Instagram at jadencarey.30 and Twitter at jadencarey22.
So I'm going to link those in the description and his huddle as well so that y'all can click that and watch it yourself. And they break them down game by game. So like I said, it played against some of the best receivers, not just in Florida, but in the country this year. So you're going to look at that huddle and go, oh, STA played them. I want to see how they did against him. So I'll put all that in the description. This way y'all can go check that out. Click his social links. Go follow him now. If I didn't mention your school, I apologize. He does have the offer. So trust me, this is not a recruit that you're going to want to wait till he commits and you're going to ask me for his Twitter. Go follow him right now. If you thought this year was a movie, I truly believe next year is just going to be even better. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Like, share, and subscribe. Go follow Jaden right now. Thank you for coming on, brother. I wish you nothing but good health, success. Go get another ring next year.
Thank you. You too.
We out.